And in Rwanda, there is the project of restoring those forests. They have been once destroyed, and we have the project of restoring them. This is helping the Rwanda to recover lost biodiversity while also improving carbon sequestration, providing that conservation efforts that reverse the damage. So now, how wetlands and how wetlands contribute to carbon storage. As we know, carbon sequestration is the same as carbon storage. Wetlands are like water saturated ecosystems such as swamps that store organic carbon in their soil and vegetation. Unlike forests, where carbon is stored in trees, wetlands store carbon below ground in waterlogged soil. And this is amazing. Because these conditions slow down decomposition, carbon remains locked away for centuries and decades. However, when wetlands are drained for agriculture or development, the stored carbon is released as carbon dioxide and methane, both of which accelerate climate change. Uh, Another example is that in Rwanda we have a wetland called Rugezi. It was once degraded, but now it has been restored. This is improving water quality in Rwanda, carbon storage, and ecosystem resilience. So talking about grasslands contribution on carbon sequestration, firstly, grasslands are vast open landscapes dominated by grasses rather than trees such as savanna and prairies. So, grasslands, how they contribute, they store most of their carbon underground in deep root systems and soil organic matter. This is different from forest, where carbon is stored in trees themselves. Even when wildfires occur, grasslands regenerate quickly because their carbon stores remain intact beneath the surface. So this is why grasslands matter. The findings, uh, the findings say that the grasslands matter cover around 40% of Earth's land surface. So they store 1/3 of the world's soil carbon. And as the result, they support livestock, they support pollinators, you know, and also biodiversity. Conservation agriculture has like different principles like no-till, permanent soil cover, crop diversification. Those practices like no-till farming prevent soil disturbance, helping to maintain soil carbon levels. So I think you're getting happy with the contribution of grasslands. Now, let us go with how species diversity enhances ecosystem stability. Biodiversity and climate resilience, they biodiversity help and or contribute to climate resilience. First of all, understanding biodiversity. Biodiversity is the variety of life forms within ecosystem, including plants, animals, fungi, and other microorganisms. So, why is this biodiversity so important for climate regulation? Because diverse ecosystems are more resilient to changes. If one species declines due to climate stress, others can others can like fulfill its role, preventing ecosystem collapse. For example, a diverse forest absorbs more carbon dioxide than a monoculture plantation because different species interact in ways that enhance productivity. So, continuing with wildlife's role in climate regulation, pollinators like bees, butterflies, these guys sustain plant life and ensuring forests and grasslands remain healthy. Large herbivores like elephants and antelopes shape ecosystem by preventing overgrowth and encouraging new plant growth. Again, soil microbes and fungi decompose organic matter, improving soil carbon storage, which is the part of carbon sequestration. We have, so having known about those contributions of like biodiversity on carbon sequestration. Now let's dive in consequences of biodiversity loss. What if we do not conserve this biodiversity? If deforestation happens, there is more carbon dioxide emissions because there will be no longer trees to absorb this carbon dioxide. When there is fewer pollinators, there is declining plant population. There is declining plant diversity in the ecosystem. When the ecosystem is like disrupted, there is greater climate vulnerability. The thing is this: if we allow biodiversity to decline, climate change will accelerate. Protecting biodiversity uh, is a direct investment in climate stability. Uh, the sure thing and uh, like the important thing is that here in Rwanda, we are proud that we achieved some stories that are promising. They are promising the future sustainability. For example, in Rwanda, uh, the government is promoting the program of afforestation and the reforestation. Afforestation, which is planting trees where there were none before, and reforestation is like replanting trees in previously forested areas. Rwanda has increased its forest cover from around 22% to 30 through projects like Green Amayaga project, which is restoring degraded lands. Also, Gishwati Mukura National Park restoration, which is boosting biodiversity. And Rwanda is having the vision of 2050, aligning national goals with the Paris Agreement of conserving the nature. So in Rwanda, we also adopted conservation agriculture. As a testimony, I am a student in Rwanda Institute for Conservation Agriculture, and I am passionate about conserving the nature. So, conservation agriculture is like a farming approach that improves soil health and increases carbon sequestration while reducing environmental impact. So in Rwanda, we have techniques like no-till farming, which is preventing soil carbon loss. We are having agroforestry, which is combining trees with crops for climate resilience. And we are also practicing like terracing, which prevents land degradation. So guys, now in your mind, you have come to know that forests, wetlands, and grasslands are essential carbon sinks. And Biodiversity strengthens ecosystem resilience and climate stability. Now, guys, support reforestation and biodiversity conservation. Promote sustainable agriculture and no-till farming because it is helping us to conserve soil biodiversity. Again, protect like wetlands and natural habitats. This is the way of conserving life, diverse life in the different ecosystems on our globe. So, as the final message, as I conclude, our planet's biodiversity is powerful ally in fighting against climate change. Let's protect it for sustainable future. Thank you. If there is any questions, I think I don't know if this is the good time for questions, but if there is questions, you may ask me. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Benjamin. We are so grateful for your insightful discussion. Thank you very much. I think we have some people with questions, and I might drop them in the chat box. After the last speaker, we are going to welcome that session of asking questions, and therefore the questions will be addressed by the respective speakers. So I want to welcome Saptashi from Bangladesh, from Independent University of Bangladesh, and she's going to take us through the role of the coastal biodiversity in reducing storm surges and rising sea levels, among others, on the topic of mangroves, coastal ecosystems, and natural defenders. Saptashi, you're warmly welcome.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. At first, I would like to thank Mr. Enoch to arrange such an amazing and interactive session and considering me as one of the panelists. And also, I would like to thank all of you who are joining. So, without you, it can't be possible to happen. So at first, let me introduce myself. I'm Shaptoshi Paul. I'm doing my major in Independent University Bangladesh uh, in Environmental Science and Management. And also I'm working as climate activist at YouthNet Global, one of the renowned youth-led organization in Bangladesh. And also I'm serving as Youth MP in Bangladesh Youth Climate Parliament under Brighters. So here I would like to present my slides. At first, I'd like to share my screen.
Yeah, as you're sharing your screen, we have someone raising the hand. Sanzimana. Sanzimana, you can take the floor. 1 minute.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Julien Sanzmana. I'm from Rwanda, Kigali, and also a founder of Next Generation Urban Link Hub. So it's not a question. It's like an intervention on what Benjamin said on great information and even session shared. So, all in Rwanda, what we are focusing on is Vision 2050, as he said, but on ecological law, on even for climate, we need even to link how Rwandan projects are linked with SDGs 13, 14, and even 15, because we are on agenda of achieving SDGs. So we need to link uh, projects, ecological projects with SDGs, especially SDGs 13. And also, I want to add other projects that are making good for ecological system in Rwanda, including TREPA projects, which is focusing on agroforest. He mentioned Amayaga, Green Amayaga, but we have even TREPA projects and even Combio project in Eastern Province, which is mostly creating a law on conservation of biodiversity and even leading to uh, climate resilience. And also we have different projects. We have a wetland a master plan elaborated by Rwanda Environment Management Authority, which have the aim to restore various wetlands, including uh, five wetlands, which is now ongoing, which will help not only city of Kigali, but also the country in general to store or to capture carbon in terms of carbon sequestration. So this is what I want to add on what Benjamin said, and we really appreciate for this session, and we are sure that we will learn more and much from other participants. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Santimana. The floor back to Saptashi. Saptashi, you're welcome with your presentation.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So, are you guys able to watch my screen?
I can see that you shared the whole screen. Uh, share it a single window.
Oh, are you guys watching my presentation slides,
Presentation, no, not yet. We are seeing
or will I share again?
the Google Meet window.
Okay, okay. Let me try again.
So as he's switching to another window, I've seen that we have been joined by the official account of Nature Positive Universities. You're warmly welcome to the workshop. I don't know who has joined really. I don't know who is representing this account, but we are so grateful, and we shall give you the floor after Saptashi's presentation.
So, are you watching now my presentation slides?
Yeah, the Canva.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you can enlarge. Yeah, okay, present.
Okay. So yeah, here we go. So today's theme is mangroves and coastal ecosystems, natural defenders against climate change. So I'll be presenting the slides to understand the importance of mangrove and coastal ecosystems, and also some insights from the contribution of Sundarbans in Bangladesh. So, how mangrove forests act as carbon sinks? As my previous speaker, Mr. Benjamin, has already said the basic things like what is carbon sequestration and how mangrove can contribute to the carbon sequestration and also carbon sinks, and what is climate change and the climate change impacts as well. So I will not elaborate that. I'm just going to the point. So mangroves have a higher carbon sequestration rate compared to terrestrial forests, as they absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through photosynthesis. So the dense network of mangrove trees and roots stores carbon in leaves, stems, and roots. Mangrove soils accumulate organic matter like decomposed leaves, roots, and sediments which can store carbon for thousands of years due to low oxygen levels that slow down the decomposition. So, it's also protect against carbon release. Mangroves prevent carbon release by trapping sediments and organic matter beneath waterlogged anaerobic conditions, oxygen free conditions. This prevents the oxidation of stored carbon, reducing emissions. Mangroves trap and stabilize sediments, which enhances carbon storage. The incoming tides bring organic material that gets buried, adding to long term carbon storage. For mitigating the impacts of climate change, mangrove has very much contributions. By sequestrations carbon, mangroves help mitigate climate change impacts, thus protecting and restoring mangrove forests and their roles as natural carbon sinks. So obviously, mangrove is a part of blue carbon as well. So the role of coastal biodiversity in reducing storm surges are like along with seagrasses and salt marshes, mangroves also help to reduce the storm surges and other disasters like flooding and cyclones. So mangroves, coral reefs, and salt marshes act as buffers, absorbing wave energy and reduce storm surge intensity. So, studies show that coral reefs can reduce wave energy by up to 97%, significantly decreasing storm impact by breaking and weaken waves before they reach the shore. Wave energy dissipation. Mangroves, dunes, and salt marshes stabilize coastlines by trapping sediments and reducing land loss. Their extensive root in soil, it is called aerial root, and in water, it is like extensive root. So through that, the trees of mangroves can breathe. So their systems bind soil and prevent erosion even during extreme weather events. So wetlands and estuaries act as natural sponges, absorbing excess water from heavy rainfall and storm surges. These ecosystems help regulate water levels and prevent excessive inland flooding. Habitat for resilient marine life. Biodiversity ensures that coastal species can adapt and recover from climate related threats, supporting ecosystem stability, thriving fish populations in heavy mangroves and reefs also contribute to food security for coastal communities. Protection of human settlements. Biodiverse coastal ecosystems shield coastal communities from extreme weather impacts, reducing damage to infrastructure and livelihoods. Conservation and restoration of these ecosystems enhance their protective functions. So, Bangladesh Sundarbans in climate change adaptation. So, the Sundarbans is the largest mangrove forest in the world, located in the southwestern coastal region of Bangladesh, covering approximately 6,017 square kilometers. It extends across Khulna, Shatkhira, Bagherhat districts, forming a natural buffer zone between the land and the sea. UNESCO has recognized the Sundarbans as World Heritage Site in 1997 due to its ecological significance. The Sundarbans is home to several wildlife sanctuaries and tourist spots that attract nature lovers, researchers, and adventure seekers. Ramsar Wetland Site, recognized for its unique coastal ecosystem. Hotspots of flora and fauna are maintained as wildlife sanctuaries. Popular tourist spots include Kotka, Koromjol, Huron Point, and Dublachor. There are also other tourist spots as well. So, ecological importance of Sundarban. Sundarbans act as a natural shield against cyclones, storm surge, and rising sea levels, as I mentioned before. It supports rich biodiversity, including over 350 species of wildlife and 300 species of birds. Maintains the coastal ecosystem by stabilizing sediments and preventing erosion. The key wildlife of Sundarbans are Royal Bengal tiger. So, according to the Forestry Department, till October 2024, the survey shows that there are 125 adult tigers right now. The saltwater crocodiles as well, which is the one of the largest in the world. Spotted deer, wild boars, otters, and monitor lizards. Very rare Irawati dolphins in Sundarban's rivers are found. Cape Sora are Sundari tree, Gewa, Goran, Kankura, Pashur, Golpata, and so on. So, Sundarban sustains over 4.5 million people by supporting fishing, honey collection, and ecotourism. A diverse ecosystem helps maintain resilience against environmental changes, supporting sustainable fisheries and livelihoods. Disaster risk reduction and community protection. It serves as a natural disaster risk reduction, in short, DRR solution, helping Bangladesh adapt to increasing climate threats. It strengthens locally led adaptation efforts, supporting community based conservation programs, research and policy contributions. It is a vital key study area for climate adaptation strategies, guiding policy decisions on mangrove conservation and sustainable development. Now, I would like to introduce a very interesting ritual done by the residents of Sundarbans in Bangladesh. They show gratitude towards Sundarbans biodiversity by thanking the biodiversity as the goddess. They call the goddess as Bon Bibi. So Bon Bibi is also recognized as guardian spirit of Sundarbans, is a beloved forest goddess worshipped by both Hindus and Muslims in the Sundarbans. She is considered the protector of forest and its people, especially woodcutters, honey collectors, fishermen who often face dangers from tigers and natural disasters, worship the Bon Bibi. The villagers pray to Bonbibi before entering the forest, seeking her blessings for safety and prosperity. Small scale fisheries, and clay idols of Bonbibi can be found across the uh, Sundarbans. The idol Bonbibi right now is found various areas, but most of the worshipper are not recognized as well in national and local levels. The Bonubibi Mela is celebrated with folk songs, storytelling, and rituals. Her worship promotes sustainable forest use and respect for biodiversity. So, as you can see, many of the women are involved in afforestation and reforestation in Sundarbans. Majorly, the women are involved in reforestation. So, for conservation, the women are most active in conserving biodiversity and ecosystems in Sundarban. Sundarbans is marked as critical area for the ecological significance by National Adaptation Plan by Ministry of Forest. Limited tourism, it is maintained limited tourism. It promotes ecotourism and promoting local guides and ecologists to benefit communities. The Forest Ministry working hard, and also the youth and women led adaptation projects like Tiger Widow by YouthNet, Mangrove Hackathon every year done by Brighters, organized by Brighters. And also there are also lots of projects has been done to restore the biodiversity that are being degraded by speedy climate change impacts. So this is all. Thank you for your attention. You can connect me through LinkedIn and Instagram. Here are the links. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We're so grateful for such an insightful discussion. Um, with time running, I would like to welcome Sana Mittal from India, Ashoka University. Please, you're more welcome.
Hi, hi everyone. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, sure.
So I am grateful for this opportunity, and I shall start sharing my screen for my presentation.
For those having questions, please drop them in the chat box. We shall come back to them after the presentations.
Hi. So I hope you're able to see my screen and hear me out. So so today I'll be talking about so So I am an environmental enthusiast and I work towards climate action SDG 13 specifically. And I have been working on different campaigns in school and leadership initiatives. And I have empowered citizens to take actions in my housing community, and I aim to study environmental science. I have been studying, in Ashoka, I've been doing economics with public policy as a major and a minor in environmental studies. And yeah. So today's focus will be urban green spaces and biodiversity. And I'll be talking about impact of urbanization on biodiversity, role of city parks, and India case study on smart cities. So first of all, I would like to talk about climate change and biodiversity. So firstly, human activities produce greenhouse gases, and uh, around half of them remain in the atmosphere. So, and the other half is absorbed by the land and ocean, and the ecosystems, along with their biodiversity, act as natural carbon sinks. And I think by now we all know what carbon sinks are, as um, our previous two speakers have mentioned. Um, and they are nature based solutions to climate change. So it is important for us to conserve and restore natural spaces in water and on land because they're essential to limit carbon emissions. These efforts help in adapting to climate change and improving nature's ability to absorb emissions, which could contribute to one third of the necessary greenhouse gas reductions in the next decade. Now, I'll be talking about urbanization and its impacts on biodiversity and climate change. So, firstly, there is habitat loss and deforestation decrease uh, uh, because of species in the species population, which uh, endanges and biodiversity while altering interactions amongst organisms. There is evolution of life cycles and traits which helps in surviving of species in disturbed ecosystems. Example, birds in urban environments adapting beak shapes of bird feeders, disease transmission, and there is disease transmissions also which happen because of dense populated areas and and disease rapidly spreading through transportation. There is invasive species transport rise due to human travel and trade with urban areas, creating environments where invasive species outcompete the natives, and there is regional temperature increase because of dark materials absorbing more sunlight, creating urban heat islands. There is concrete paving increasing water runoff, leading to erosion, reduced soil quality, and lower water quality due to sediment and pollutants. There is also water cycle disruption that happens as plants loss reduces transpiration, decreasing atmosphere water cycling, where more plants productivity enhances it. And then there is green spaces and climate resilience. Sorry. Here we talk about how green spaces benefit wildlife and ecosystems and how they economically, ecologically, and socially advantage, and they help ecological balance of biodiversity in urban environments. So we talk about how there is flood prevention, climate change adaptation, there are supporting in food webs which are related to primary and secondary producers, and there is seed dispersal happening because the birds contribute to spreading native plant seeds. There is social and cultural benefits like human wildlife interaction, food security, urban farming. Then there is shelter and breeding grounds. There is biodiversity hotspots and wildlife corridors, which are green spaces allow safe movement of animals, promoting genetic diversity and reducing inbreeding. There is also air and water purification, climate regulation, and soil health increasing because of prevention of erosion. And there is pollination and pest control, which is basically how pollinator uh, how essential it is for sustaining bees, butterflies, and bats that help plants reproduce. And there is natural pest control, which is predatory species like birds and beneficial insects, reducing pesticide resilience. So, and now talking about smart cities in India, this is one of my case studies where we talk about how India has is working on integrating urban biodiversity. So, and like one of the projects is called China's Pond City model, where they are restoring wetlands to prevent flooding. There is India's urban forestry initiatives, where they enhance green cover to fight pollution. There is Mumbai's Coastal Road Project, balancing infrastructure with ecosystem conservation, and the smart city missions are promoting green infrastructure and sustainable urban planning. And this is all because they want rapid urbanization, there is infrastructure demand, there is economic competition, rising citizen expectations, there is embedded information and communication technology that happens when you plan out smart cities. There is business-led development. There is entrepreneurial government. Uh, there is a social learning, and there is sustainability, which is a big part of the smart city mission. But there are several issues and challenges that India faces, which are a risk of inequality, social inclusion. Then there is pushing the urban poor to the margins. There is rising in living cost, and because urbanization does so, and there is potential of uneven urbanization where the Western states are advancing faster. There is urban poverty, or there is overemphasis on technological solutions which may ignore cultural realities and socio-political, and this may also impose employment challenges. So the conclusion from this is that the initiative should learn from the past urban renewal projects and adapt participatory planning. There should be equitable distribution of resources and opportunities then essential for long-term sustainability. And there should be strengthening public-private partnerships and adapting policies to include smaller cities is crucial. So thank you. I hope this was helpful and yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Sana. It was such an insightful discussion, and we have learned really a lot from your presentation. Thank you so much for all these efforts and preparations. So, allow me to directly go to the next speaker, King Blight. Blight, are you around?
Hello.
All right. Bright,
Okay.
you're welcome. Please take the floor in 10 minutes and we shall head over to the questions. Please, if you have any question regarding anyone that has presented yet, that has been presenting, please share the question via the chat box so that we can address them at a go and utilize their time effectively. Thank you. So, welcome, Bright.
Okay. Hello. Maybe I can think you're getting me, you're hearing me.
Yeah, sure.
And let me start by thanking or congratulating the first speakers which have been here. They have did great. Then they have did, and I'm coming to continue. So I'm by the names of King Blight Irumva, a year one student and a nature positive ambassador here at RICA, Rwanda Institute for Conservation and Agriculture. And without delaying, we are going to talk about restoration and conservation strategies for climate resilient ecosystems. So, our ecosystem is being threatened like in habitat degradation, biodiversity loss, and also even in reduction of the resilience due to extreme weather conditions. Due to this, restoration and conservation strategies are very essential for maintaining ecosystem services, like ensuring food security and also mitigating climate impacts. Maybe I'm going to start by saying about the restoration strategies which are found here. Like we are having restoration and afforestation, we are having agroforestry and sustainable land management, we are having wetland restoration where there is restoration of native vegetation, and also we are having soil restoration techniques, as my brother said about sea conservation agriculture, where there is totally no till. Okay, maybe we are going to continue. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, sure. We are hearing you. We are getting you.
Okay, thank you. We are going to continue with, I'm going to actually talk about 3 points. The first one is the role of native species, native plant species in climate adaptation. And also the second point will be about community-led restoration projects and also their impacts. And then the third point will be about the importance of policy support in biodiversity conservation. So the first point I've already talked about somehow about it. It's the role of native plant species in climate adaptation. So the first point, these native species are going to enhance the ecosystem resilience as you find that they are naturally suited to the local weather conditions. So you're going to find that these native species, they are well suited, they are well adapted, they have all the like all the tools which have to be in the toolkit so that they have to live well in that environment. Also, they are going to provide soil stability. Like you're going to find that the most of these native plant species are going to be deep rooted. So this kind of being deep rooted is going to help it like hold soil tightly so that there is going to be no soil erosion, and this is going to improve our soil structure. So you're going also to find that they are going to support biodiversity through many ways. Like the first way they are going to support biodiversity, they are going to provide habitat like for pollinators. You know that, let's take an example of bees maybe. You're going to find that if there were, beehives, trees are going to accommodate those bees, and then they're going to live there without any problem. And also another way they are going to support biodiversity is that they are going to provide food for wildlife. Here you're going to find that maybe these people who, I don't know if Mital knows about eucalyptus. Do you know about eucalyptus?
Absolutely, everybody know. Yeah, a kind of fast-growing tree.
Eucalyptus. Okay. For us here, eucalyptus is a tree which is grown mostly just for timber. Then you're going to find that no animal is going to graze on eucalyptus. So, but they are going to choose our native plant species which were here since a long ago, and this through these plant species are going to provide food to our herbivores. So, as my brother Benjamin had already said, they are also going to help in carbon absorption. Like, if I remember well, it's Paul who have said about it, about mangrove trees, how they are going to help in carbon absorption, and we have discussed a lot about it. And also you're going to help to find that they are also, these native plant species, they are also going to help in air qualifying. Like they are going to absorb this carbon dioxide, and then after they are going to release oxygen through photosynthesis. For those who studied biology maybe, and even chemistry, you're going to find that they are going to convert the bad fumes, which are car exhaust, and then they are going to, that exhaust are going to be converted into oxygen, which is going to be used by animals just for respiration. Another thing, you're going to find that there are plants which are called cover plants. These cover plants, they are, you're going to find that the native ones are well suited to the environment. They are well adapted. They have everything just to make them live well in extreme environments, and this is going to help them to do their importance very well at a good rate, as because these native cover plants, they are well adapted to that environment. So another point, and the last point, the last one but not the least, about the role of native plant species in climate adaptation, you're going to find that